Yuppies got a lot to learn from us men. The Southern Gentleman Code of Honor, for instance. I should clarify, due to the fact that the word has suffered much in recent years, gentlemen do not go to strip clubs.
People think that gentlemen means stuffy old white aristocrats, but true Southern gentlemen don't dress like Cornell Sanders.
Or sup juleps on the porch of a plantation house, yammering on about the lost hopes of the Confederacy and the return of segregation.
The word gentleman used to mean something good and polite, but now we want to restore that.
There wasn't some kind of rule book or Southern Gentleman for dummies. We just had to look up to our past generations, and if you're not born into it, you're never gonna get it.
But still, we feel compelled to explain it.
The two primary principles are simple. Conduct yourself with honor and always do the right thing.
Sounds pretty simple, right? But it isn't easy to live by either.
Most of our early lessons involved looks from elder men when we broke the code, or listening when someone else did. From what we gathered, there are layers of unwritten laws, rules, and violations, and consequences for just about everything a man may encounter. And all we have to do is pay attention, and eventually we would just know what to do.
But nobody wrote them down, and my mother and grandmother don't know what they are either, but they know who broke them, what they did, and what those wives or what fence. They, however, undergone the Southern Ladies Code, which makes the gentleman seem relaxed in comparison. For instance, the man's dress code is more simpler, barely.
Under the code, it is a moral sin to damage a man's honor and reputation by lying about him. It is also a code violation to damage a man's honor by telling an inconvenient truth. But to intentionally lie about another man is unforgivable and will cost you a gentleman's status and maybe a few bruises.
And even if he forgives you, that does not excuse you, and is not binding on anyone else.
To lie about a thing that is second-order defense, but to lie about a man's exceeding only by lying about his wife and daughter.
So if you've ever worked for Fox, forget it. You're barred for life. And probably just excluded all of your grandchildren from ever being referred to as gentlemen.
Doing the right thing is even harder to be specific about, but I discovered that when I was faced with the choices, I wasn't sure on the right thing under the code. There were a couple of tests we could use.
Was it the easy option?
Did I benefit personally by taking advantage of a weaker person? If the answer was yes, then it probably was going to get you some looks from the previous generation of gentlemen.
Or worse.
Under the code, a man's worth and his financial worth, unlike today, were different things and often opposites.
His rights and his faith and his opinions. And if you talk about religion publicly, especially on the corners, even if you were the preacher.
They have church for that.
What kind of talk belonged in church, not at a dinner table, and certainly not in politics? Or worse, for money?
A real gentleman didn't go to tent rivals or lie to you about religion or twist the Bible for money.
Kinda like that one guy from Streetcar
Named Desire?
That's the one. There's a guy in there, Mitch I think his name is. He's a pretty gentlemanly.
I mean, he's not exactly the classic traditional chair-pulling, white tux-wearing, tobacco-chewing kind of gentleman we know today, but neither are we. But they sure are better than Stanley.
Even he had some decent traits, though. Loyal, passionate.
Have you seen how he treated Blanche? The boy's behavior, he's one of them guys who ruins a gentleman's reputations.
There's that other real awful guy, too, his poker buddy.
Oh, yeah, Steve! Now, don't get me started with that guy. And Pablo, Stanley has terrible taste in friends.
Anyway, y'all get the idea. This other gentleman is moral and honor a man and treats people right.
And that's not easy to do. Usually, a classic education, all about family.
Right, and there's a lot of military folks from that parts as well.
I hope y'all have learned something here today.
From our full mustaches and mud-covered boots, we all give you a good day.